Hello and welcome to the Hood Report. Sitting with me as usual today, we got Leif from Chutch. Leif, good morning.
Good morning.
Also joining us today, we have Michael Foushee.
Morning.
And Foushee Ty Toler.
What's up?
Good morning, guys. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to have you in today. Long-time homies.
Yeah.
You've been some people that have been on the list since the genesis of the show, so happy to get you in here.
Yeah, man, it means a lot. Thanks.
But Michael's dressed like a wizard. For those of you who are just listening, Michael's got his wizard cape and sunglasses on. And he's got a crystal ball. So, yeah, vert skaters are in the house.
Demon hours.
But we like to start off with a boarding check-in. So let's go around the table and talk about how the boarding's been. It's been a minute since we've sat down and done a show. Leif, how's the boarding been for you?
I'm first.
Yeah. Let's go around
it's
the horn.
been good. Yeah, just spring pass and then a little bit of summer pass and some log filming.
Yeah, your story looks like
Skateboarding.
you've been up getting log clips all the time, or recording some log sessions with everyone.
Yep.
Golden hour at Sandy's been pretty nice.
Yep.
New Sandy
So,
skate park.
Great time of the year at Mount Hood.
Yep. Ty, you been riding much?
Yeah, man. I closed out the season at Timberline, which honestly this spring was pretty insane. And then, lately just been like skating and mountain biking a bit, trying to get the legs back, you know?
Have you been to the Sandy Park
Yeah.
since it opened?
Dude,
Nice.
that park is so insane. Especially like having grown up in Sandy and having the old park to seeing where it is now. It's just like mind blowing. But yeah, that's been super fun. The mountain biking's been super fun. Trying to get in the water now it's getting hot.
Fuck yeah. How about you, Michael?
Skate mode.
Skate mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skate
Yeah.
Mike.
Skate
Skate
mics.
Mike is here.
Yeah.
The many phases of Michael.
Yeah.
We have Vert Mike, we got Street Mike. Party Mike has been a new phase that's developed recently. I'm curious about Party Mike. It seems
Yeah.
like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Skate Mike, full effect.
Yeah.
Where you been skating at? Mostly campus?
Mostly camp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just blasting frontside airs on the vert quarter.
Yeah, one trick pony.
That's okay. You got a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good pony
Thank
to
you.
have.
Yeah, if you only have one trick, it's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to have a good one.
Time is
Something
so
something to show off. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What is the secret to a good frontside air?
Learning how to early grab it
Okay.
when you're like
No shame. Just start out early grabbing.
Yeah, start out early
get in
grabbing
the air.
it, and especially when you're like 11 years old. Yeah, I was like,
You told me one time that it's pretend you're kick turning on like a glass wall.
yeah.
It's like go up there and turn around on like a glass wall kind of a thing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of street skaters will try to ollie into them, and
Then you just end up landing like in the very bottom.
yeah, or like then they struggle to grab the board or whatever. But yeah, it's like when you grew up skating transition, or how I did, I just bonk off the coping and
Yeah. Trust the coping bonk and it'll
Yeah.
put you where you need to be.
Yeah.
I think I still need to learn how to do that.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. You watch me struggle. They like browbeat me into submission into being a transition skater. when we all first met, I couldn't frontside grind. I still sometimes miss the coping. There's like that's one of the most like gutless feelings of just going up to frontside grind and like not hitting coping. You're just like,
Like-
oh man.
Accidentally going into front lip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't commit that hard.
No,
See,
no.
I'm
but
the
like,
opposite end.
You just slide out.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah. No good.
But missing the coping is pretty bad.
Yeah. Missing the coping's just so shameful.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man. But yep, all right, board and check-in. Sandy Park's been amazing. We've been hitting the evening sessions there, catching golden hour every night. Connor Carroll, you're an absolute ATV. It's been a blast watching you skate the bowl and seeing all the homies who like are normally up at the rope toe. Just being at the skate park has been pretty sweet. So
Yeah, Connor's front smith.
yeah,
the other day
very
when he
nice.
posted.
He's been doing tail grabs with it too.
So sick.
Insane.
It looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What else? We'll rip through the hood news and we'll get to our interview segment. We got the mile park has been open. No lanes yet, right? No toes.
I think next
going yet?
Monday is
Okay.
when all that starts.
Oh.
Sick. So mile park's a good time of the year. I like that. It's like
It's nice to be able to ride right to mile and not have to walk.
Exactly.
and like camp hasn't really started yet to where everyone who lives here year round, you kind of get like the shoulder season.
Yeah, it was dead
where
last
it's-
week.
Yeah, it's just all like the familiar faces like lapping mile park, which is super fun.
Are you guys riding this summer?
Actually, yeah.
You are?
I'm getting a summer pass this year for the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time in forever. My wife Hallie's been working up there, so
Oh, nice.
getting a summer pass.
Did you go
You're on the
pick it up
spouse
yet?
program. Respect.
Yeah.
Did
My
you-
pass says employee.
Yep.
Did you go and
I'm
get
there with
it
you.
or not yet?
I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
I just picked it up last week, but
Okay.
I can't wait to get up there. I haven't, like I said, I haven't ridden summers in a long time. It's just, kind of expensive, and with work, it's hard to find the time.
Especially if
But-
you're pretty spoiled with like riding opportunity throughout the year too,
Exactly.
to where there's other fun stuff to do.
You
in
went
the
up.
summertime.
You went up last summer though. A good
Yeah,
amount. I
I
see you,
did.
right? You were working.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did get the chance to go just for a few days for Solomon Week.
Okay.
But outside of that, that was just kind of like the one and done. But yeah, I'm so excited for this summer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you guys said, mile pipe and park, and then
Yeah, they got the pipe open right now. That's
It's pretty
been
sick. I
a
took
good
one
time.
run yesterday.
Yeah.
Like half a run.
What feels better, frontside air in the pipe or frontside air skating?
They're exactly the same.
Is it the same exact thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to start doing them then, because I can kind of do them in the pipe like snowboarding.
Yeah, I honestly think
Do you
I don't-
tuck knee yet, or is it still stink bug?
on a snowboard.
Snowboard, I know you probably get a good tuck knee like indie poke.
No, it depends. I feel like on a snowboard you can grab between the legs.
Okay.
So
It's not as-
I don't know if anyone knows what a stink bug is. A stink bug is when you grab between your knees.
Yeah, if you don't tuck the knee, if you just bend over and like grab the front of your railing like super like boof style, they call it stink bug. Versus like a nice like Phil Hansen has a good one. He'll like collapse the knee in and
Yeah,
like, you
you
grab
can-
over your shin.
Yeah, I think it was Jeff Grosso that like started that.
Yeah,
right?
tuck the knee.
Tuck
Yeah.
the knee.
Yeah.
the knee.
I don't know. There's
But-
rules. Try to follow them. But yeah, on a skateboard, definitely don't grab stink bug.
Yeah, you got a good tuck knee.
You can kind of tailbone a little bit and like poke out your back foot and get away with it, but
What do you think you've frontside aired higher on? Do you think you've gone higher on frontside air on your snowboard or on your skateboard?
definitely a snowboard. But
The fact that they're kind of like,
they're similar.
yeah, is kind of
I think
ridiculous.
it's
So you gotta
Close.
think about it for a
yeah,
second.
it's fucking ridiculous.
No, I think it's close.
I think you've blown a lot of summer campers' minds over the years with a
My
5 foot frontside air on a 4 foot quarter.
Yeah.
It's great. So what else we got for the Hood news? Leif's been filming for summer camp, Mount Hood summer ski camp. He is your filmer. What camera are you filming on? It's not the typical.
There's another
you see.
camera we run for camp. I think it's a Canon HV. I don't know. I looked at the bottom of it last week,
Okay.
but we did get a fisheye for it this year, so that's been pretty
That's
fun.
camp's camera. It's not
Yeah,
yours.
the camp owns that camera, and yeah.
I just thought it was sick that like the camp filmer is up there with like it's like a dad cam. Like you have
Yeah.
like a handy cam,
Yeah.
dad cam that you're up
Yeah.
filming with. So it's like straight to tape. It looks like.
We filmed the SD cards
Okay.
on that camera, but similar vibes.
I feel like you're giving the kids what they want nowadays. You
Yeah,
know?
it was a great first session. It was fun.
Heck yeah. Not is it too late to sign up? If
No, mounthood.com is the website.
can they request a coach, or is it they just get who they get?
I think they get who they get, but it's either Griffin or Brantley.
Sick.
So
Yeah, who-
small program.
Yeah, who's the crew working?
Well, last week it was just Griffin, Mozzie, and I for On Hill.
Nice.
And then, I mean, they have a bunch of cooks and mogul builders and everything.
Yeah.
But for like freestyle, Griffin, Mike Carmazzi, and myself, I was the
Sick.
filmer. So yeah, we just had a small session, but once the FTC opens, they'll have bigger sessions.
I saw you guys out there lapping. Looked like you guys were having a good time.
Oh, yeah, it's always
showing the kids
pretty
a good
fun.
time. So also happy birthday, by the way. It was Leif's birthday this last
it
week.
was on Friday.
Happy belated.
Happy belated.
Also, your mom had her her retirement party, graduation
Yeah.
from work, and Uncle Andy and the Fuck Around gang played the retirement party.
Yep.
That's so rad.
Yep.
I did not make it out to that, but I wish I would have. I did. I had it on the calendar, but I didn't
Oh,
check it in
yeah.
time.
Yeah, she was stoked.
That's awesome. What else do we got? We'll just rip through the Leif news segment. The sandwich boards are dropping with the inverse colorway, so those are out now. Go swoop them up if you haven't already.
Yep.
And I drove by your house yesterday and noticed, do the curtains match the drapes?
Right.
Leif has curtains in his like the window facing the road at his house. That's the graphic from his board.
No
it's just
way.
him as a kid
Yeah,
with
it was
Magic
some-
Johnson.
It was some extra fabric.
Yeah. Have you told the story of how the photo happened? Or?
I don't know.
I'll share the photo for the people listening, so you know,
I just
know what it looks like.
met Magic Johnson at a Portland State event with my parents, and yeah, I got the photo and got an autograph from
I
him.
love it. You're wearing like
Yeah.
a tie and a dress shirt with
Yeah.
like the fucking
And
Magic
I
Johnson.
had a Magic
shirt.
Johnson jersey. I was a
jersey
big
over it.
fan.
Dude, I mean-
so I wore the jersey, and yeah, it was a good
That
good
is
moment.
Legendary.
It was just funny to be driving to a job, and I look over. I'm like, oh, I'm driving by Leif's house. I look over it and just see the curtains.
Yeah,
in
it's
your
kind of
window.
new.
I'm like,
It's kind of
fuck
new
yeah.
in the last month.
That's great. What else do we got on here? Oh, we got new heads dropping, right? They have, it looks like the black colorway.
Yep.
So shout out Griff. It looks like you're doing good. Go
Yeah.
get yourself some headphones.
Our episode 9 guest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So support local riding. Go get yourself some heads. And the Friday pre-order happened. It's over, but you can still get a Friday board. It's just you have to pay full price now.
So you getting a new board for next year, Donovan?
Something. I'm gonna get
Okay.
something. I really want to get the board, one of the sandwich boards.
All
'cause
right.
You gotta support the homie. You know what I mean?
158 wide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save me one there. So gonna get one of those. But I also want to get one of the new Friday boards. So
Okay.
and DGS, I'm sure is gonna come out with a new one. It's you guys are making it tough. All the homies are making some good product right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to support everyone. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could have 3 different setups.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a toss up.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do the sandwich board.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Have to.
Super fun.
Did you
Oh,
go to?
it's
Did you
sick.
go to that, Michael?
Yeah.
That looks like up your alley.
Yeah. All pool coping.
Is that the Gresham one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
down kind of like Rockwood area.
Yeah.
And they have like really good ledge. The
there's-
street
it's like a
section
good
is
street
small,
section.
but
Pretty
it's
sick.
yeah, it's what all the kids want if you're skating street. It's just like
Yeah.
flat bars and flat ledge. It's
Yeah, it's
super good time.
perfect. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that bowl is insane.
Yeah, it's
So
got
good.
like the mini side is like very skatable mini transition,
yeah.
but still pool coping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you do some shit in that bowl.
That thing's epic. Yeah. Me and Casey went out there a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Gotta get back.
Yeah, we gotta get Casey on.
What
here
were
at some
the
point.
other skate parks?
So we had Park Lane is open right now, and then you actually mentioned I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
familiar with these, so you're gonna have to tell me. Was it's Berrydale and then Culver? It sounds like 2 parks that are
Yeah, I think Berrydale was Evergreen Park. I think that's like in East Portland.
okay.
And then
It's got, like,
Culver is
curved
kind
ledges
of
and stuff.
far
Okay.
away. But have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Are they
it's
both
out
open, or-
Towards
So-
Madras.
Yeah, my dad actually lives in Culver, so I'm stoked.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sick,
They've
okay.
been trying to get a skate park there for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly it was a high school kid that kind of helped organize it with the city.
Nice.
But Culver's
Wake up.
like just kind of outside of Madras on your way towards like Terrebonne and Bend.
Okay.
So I'd say like from Madras, you're probably driving like 10,
Yeah.
15 minutes. But the park's getting built by Dreamland, and it looks pretty dope.
It's
like,
not done yet, is it?
No.
I think they just started
Just
2 or
started.
3 weeks ago.
So-
Yeah.
If you were to drive from Portland to Bend right now, you could
You
have
could
like
go
that
to it.
hella fucking
Yeah.
good
Dude.
skate day. You could
Another
stop
stop.
Sandy, then you could hit the Govey DIY
Camp.
and then camp. Yeah, you skate Wendell's, and then what? The next one would be
Like Warm Springs, Madras.
Warm Springs has a
Culver.
park now. Madras,
Yeah.
Culver,
Redmond.
And then you got
Redmond.
the pump track in Redmond.
Yeah, Sisters, like 10 parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
And they're all sick.
12
Yeah.
couple parks in Bend now.
You heard of any other skate parks opening up besides those 3?
You know, it seems like there's a lot of stuff creeping up in Portland right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, that Q side DIY.
Yeah.
We were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about
Yep,
that a little
that's
bit.
on the list.
Yeah.
I think it's
Haven't
owned
made
by.
it there. That looks really fun.
I think it's owned by Wills Kimball.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Do you know about it?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
a lot about it.
Yeah, tell us about
I
it.
actually
I
helped
haven't been
Willis
there.
pour one of the quarter pipes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like an activation thing. So took like a parking lot, kind of a rougher part of town, and got some funding to build a DIY.
Sick.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like
Try to
it's
clean
going to
up the
be
area.
there for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
They're gonna have like a covered mini ramp, and yeah,
That's amazing.
And it's in Chinatown in Portland, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
right.
It's pretty close to a shop. It's across the
I think
river.
it's close to Cowskate, right?
It's closer to Calskate.
I don't know Portland that well. but-
Super gnarly part of town right now.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not too bad. I
Okay.
mean, it is, but yeah.
well, it's kind of like Burnside.
Yeah.
It's you get into like the roughest spot because that's where you're able to get in for a skate park and
Yeah.
start building. And
Yeah,
hopefully
for
the
sure.
community kind of builds around it.
Do you
Right.
know if is the park open all hours or?
Yeah, it's all gated, and then I think things are kind of changing a little bit. But you normally, I'll just like text Willis to get a key.
Okay.
But you can like sneak in on the side of the fence.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to like.
So you can. So
Usually- every time
Skaters are
I'm-
gonna figure
so
it
it's
out.
kind of
Yeah.
open to the public. Pretty
Good
much?
luck keeping
yeah,
skaters
if
out
you're a
of
skateboarder,
something.
figure it out.
You're
Okay.
resourceful.
Yeah.
You got this.
Well, sick. Shout outs, Willis. You're doing great stuff.
Yeah,
per the
amazing
usual.
human. Yeah.
Word. Well, what else do we got hood news wise? Oh, I saw Chris Cotay on the way back from San Diego. I don't know if you guys.
And he's on the Monday Mass?
Yeah, he's the
Okay.
co-host of the Monday Mass. It's him and Todd Richards, which great podcast.
What'd he say to you?
Well, we were flying back, and I was like one row across and back on the plane. I'm sitting there, and there's people watching on the plane. And I'm like, man, that guy looks just like Chris Cotay. That's crazy. And I was like listening to podcasts on the plane. Literally was listening to Monday Mass, and he was saying, he's like, oh, I'm going up for a wedding to Hood River this upcoming week. I'm like, dude, that's got to be him. Like coming from the air. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna say what's up because what are the chances? And they were like walking through the airport ahead of us. I like couldn't catch up to him. The dude walks hella fast. So just like hollered. I was like, hey, Chris. And he like turned around. I was like, oh shit, I gotta say what's up now. So said what's up. And he's like, kind of walked through the airport for a second, like chatted. But
Nice.
It was really nice because we went down there for, part of the reason we haven't recorded in a while is there's a passing on my fiance's side of the family. It was like super, super heavy. And we had to go down to San Diego area for the funeral. So it was like the heaviest trip I've ever gone on in my life. And to come back home and kind of be greeted and welcomed back to the normalcy of everyday life by like, someone that we look up to and a familiar face in a way and stuff. It was just the perfect, like what I needed in that moment. So it was really special. So
Nice.
Thanks, Chris.
Did
for
he
saying
give you
what's up.
any words of advice for the podcast?
I would have accepted them if he did, but it was cool that he
chatting
kind
it
of
up.
recognized, which was
Okay.
like, oh, that's cool. We're on the radar a little bit. So, and
Cool.
it sounds like he loved Oregon because how can you not? Prime time to be up and down here. So, yeah, that was good hood news for myself. But back on a lighter note, we got Michael Foushee and Ty Toler with us today. Michael, you're dressed as a wizard, so we're going to start with you.
Hell yeah.
We're going to do this a stiff and official like. Michael, where are you from and when did you start skating and snowboarding?
Ooh,
For the people that don't know.
I'm from Tigard. I grew up in Tigard and
Okay.
then went to high school in West Lund.
Nice.
So those two skate parks are kind of like
Where
I
you
cut my teeth
started.
at. Yeah.
Which you can tell from watching your style. I have it written
everything's
down on
big.
here.
Yeah.
West Lynn Destroyer.
Thank you.
Facts.
Oh man, I haven't been back there in a while. That
It
park's
was
insane.
It was sick. I was flipping through the camera roll of like, we worked summer camp together for years.
Yeah.
And so I've had gotten a chance to share a lot of skate sessions. I have so many like photos and videos of you just like destroying parks across the
Probably only
Northwest.
doing frontside tricks.
Lots of good ones. I'll post it up, but there's a good one where you're doing a frontside boneless over the channel gap at West Lynn. That was pretty impressive. I forgot you did
Oh yeah,
that.
Ricky shot a photo of that.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky.
But when did you start snowboarding?
Both skating and snowboarding. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do it since you were a youngin'.
Yeah. My uncle got me into snowboarding. Yeah, when I was probably 5 or 6,
Nice.
and then took me up to Timberline, and then we would go out to like Hoodoo during like Christmas break and like snowboard on the golf course, and kind of figured out how to like do the tricks that I knew how to do skateboarding on a snowboard, and
Sick.
yeah, just kind of hooked from there and haven't stopped.
I like that you learned properly on the golf course, too.
Yeah, it's perfect.
True to the snowboarding roots.
Yeah.
When did you start going to camp? Because you got to go to camp as a kid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mostly skate camp. I only did one snowboard session.
Okay.
And it rained the whole time. So
Damn,
yeah,
that
It
sucks.
was like middle of July and it poured rain the whole time. But
Would you go every summer, or was it just...
no, I went probably 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah. That was more like in middle school, so it's probably like 13, 14.
And Jamie was running it at the time?
Jamie was running skate camp at the time,
Sick.
and like we definitely crossed paths, but didn't like he kind of remembers me as a camper, but I don't know. Maybe that's
It wasn't
not,
like how it became towards the end, where like
No, not
Jamie's like
quite.
the face of the skate camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, he definitely was at that time. He was
You're
definitely
just
running
like little
everything.
kid skate mode.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. They had a
blended
vert
in.
ramp at camp. I think it was so sick.
Fuck yeah.
Like, perfect 12.5 foot vert ramp there.
Back in the wooden vert ramp
Yeah,
days.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you were the first person that I met at camp when I started working there. I went up there, I think it was like winter 2015, 16 or something. And
Was I working open skate?
well, I recognized you from Open Skate, and then I started working the winter camp, and Chris put you and I both on as
Oh, we did.
the
were we
camp
counselors at winter camp?
counselors for a winter camp.
Yeah. Okay, I remember
Yeah,
that.
and then
yeah.
I just got my foot in the door and then stuck around.
Yeah, that
But,
session was sick.
Yeah, sorry, we're just gonna walk down memory lane with a
Yeah.
bunch of camp stories. Which, let's go there. What was your best and worst camp memory? Because we could just sit here and go through camp memories for like all day and
As
never
a
do
camper,
a podcast. So
and then
let's do a
as
couple.
an employee, as a camper, my worst memory first session I ever did, I like back in Bob, the indoor skate park there, I like broke my toe doing like a frontside ollie, and like was like, oh, my toe's broken, and then ended up having to get like surgery on it, missed the whole session.
Oh shit, that's like a little kid too.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Best memory as a camper, probably, I don't know, going out and skating Newburgh. That was like,
when it was like fresh still.
Yeah. You could still like knee slide back then. It wasn't like.
Did you still have? And you could tell that you got lines at Newburgh when it was fresh, because if you go to Newburgh now, it's like raw. And if you've never been, people listening, Newburgh is like one of the first big concrete skate parks that was built out here in like the early '90s. It's one of the biggest skate parks in Oregon still. But I've gone there with Michael, and you'll go there and like blast kickflip indies over the big gaps and like skate the vert wall and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fucking sandpaper now, so it's insane to see you do that.
It's sick. I love that park.
So you've probably been doing the same line, same tricks since you're like a youngin' there. It looks like.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
That's sick.
For sure.
What about later on as an employee? Do you have any hell stories that come to mind?
We do. For sure. Remember the roast?
Oh fuck yeah. Yep. So there's we can go there. There's when I left, I left and came back a couple times during my tenure at camp, and one of them I was leaving to go coach the Olympic team in China for a little while. So I thought I was moving to China, never coming back. So I'm like, fuck, we have to have like, they wanted to have a going away party for me. And I'm like, dude, the kids are just gonna roast me. I can't like give a speech or anything like that. Like, fuck that. And I'm like, let's just cut out the middle, man. We'll make it a roast of me. It'll be like super fun. The kids can come up here. They'll roast me. It'll be like a good time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, she's okay with it, so we can say it. My mom has had a battle with pill addiction throughout the years, and this was back in the time when she was still in the heats of a battle with it. So we invited my mom to come and be a part of the roast, and she just got on stage and made a fool of herself, myself, and everyone in the room.
Oh, no.
In a very inappropriate fashion, and just took the idea for a roast and kind of ran with it in a weird direction. So it was it was a fucking gnarly scenario.
Yeah, I think I wasn't even. I was supposed to be there, but I had gotten fired like 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
And then
Michael has also gotten in and out of Wendell's a couple times while we've been there.
Yeah, I think I've been fired from there like twice, from like different managers, and then the other managers don't know, and I don't know.
Just come back.
Yeah,
Just complete cockroach scenario in the best of ways, just outlasted, you know?
Yeah. I was like, we were like, I don't know, 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you put a bunch of like young 20-year-olds without a developed frontal lobe in charge of a bunch of 14-year-olds who are in the same scenario but with more energy. It's a
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty rambunctious. But then the kids that come out of it are absolutely insane. Like the kids that we like, kind of, for lack of a better words, co-parented for a couple years. Like we got Miles, we got BMO. Who else? We got frickin' Goop.
Did you guys coach Ramel?
I don't know if we coached Ramel. We kind of drove him to some places.
Yeah, let him do his thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had
shout
Ramel
out
Torres
Ramel.
He
on
just
there.
came
Yeah.
out with a new part.
Yep.
Like yesterday.
So
Shared that
good.
yesterday. Yeah,
It's
super
so
good.
good.
So yeah, lots of good people have come out of there. I have a couple good war stories. We'll run through them. We'll move on with our lives. What do we got? Some of my favorite memories. There was a time when we were driving summer camp and we were taking the vans down to Hood River Skate Park, and I was in the van. Michael was driving. I don't know what the scenario. There's a 3-way stop right when you're pulling by the lumber.
Like by the lumber yard there. There's a
Yep.
4-way stop.
Yep.
And we probably remember this differently.
Yeah, you tell the story. Tell the story.
So I'm in the left turn lane, and there's a truck to my right and going straight, and I need to turn left. Or no, I need to go straight. And I like rolled down the window and I like waved at the guy. I was like, "Can I go straight?" And like communicated with the guy in the truck, and he was like, "Yeah, go for it." I mean, I'm in the camp van with what, 13
Yeah,
campers?
14 kids in there plus me,
full.
whoever else.
It's
yeah.
probably like 105 degrees
Yeah,
out there.
it was
disgusting.
just in the thick of it.
Yeah, and it might have been, was it a Transit or one of the old?
Yeah, it was the
camp vans?
Transit,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
one of the nicer ones.
Yep.
But anyways, so like I communicate with him. I start to pull out to go straight and like swerve around this dude, and he like kind of gasses it and cuts me off. So then I'm like stuck in the middle of the intersection, kind of like hit the brakes kind of hard. He went straight, and then I ended up like moving in, going straight, and then instantly get pulled over.
I just love that so I forget how you got pulled over. I just remember that you got pulled over, and Michael's pulled over driving. You have your like knee up with your foot in the cup holder, just super casual style. roll down the window a crack as a cop walks up to the thing, and the first words out of your mouth, you go, "Can I have a sticker?"
Which we did get stickers for all
He
the
did give you
campers.
stickers.
Yeah,
He also
did.
gave you a ticket, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did get a ticket.
You got a ticket for?
Yeah, as
Yeah,
soon as I
well,
heard you say that, I'm
well,
like, you're getting a
No,
you're
he
getting a
was like
ticket,
not
bro.
gonna give me one, and then the guy in the truck was at the lumberyard, and he like had recognized that and walked across the street and went talked to the guy in the truck. He was like, "Hang here for a minute." Comes back and just didn't say a word and gave me a ticket.
Yeah.
And just like took the guy in the truck's word for it. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Boo.
You remember, that wasn't the same trip. I think we were with Academy kids, but driving across the steel bridge there in Hood River.
And getting clipped by a U-Haul?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the mirror just goes flying like 100 feet in the air in
Yeah,
Hood
dude.
River.
Have you guys ever gone across the Bingen Bridge before?
Yeah.
It's so narrow. It's like
Yeah.
one lane wide, and it's like steel. You can see all the way through it. We got clipped by a U-Haul in the freaking
The
camp
mirror
base.
went
So
flying.
sketchy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're questioning whether you should send your kids to camp, do it, because for all these war stories we're going to say, you're just hearing 1%, and the other 99% of the time, knocking my microphone off. I swear to God, we're good. The other 99% of the time, it went off without a hitch. So, yeah, camp was a good time. Well, the other one I'll bring up real fast and we'll move on is probably one of my favorite memories is we had a huge staff party back when it was still at the Arc. One of the final summer of the glory days of the Arc. And Angie, one of the skate coaches, it was her birthday, so we had like a giant party for it. It felt like there was like 100 people there.
Crook 3 shove.
Yeah, the battle goes on. And anyways, lots of details went into it, but the finality of it is that there was a canoe over there, and the canoe got lit on fire by Michael, and Angie crooked grinded the canoe on fire into the Arc Pond as like the final piece of a series of things. That was a very eventful night. So
Yeah,
it was pretty
Ricky
tight.
has a pretty sweet photo of it.
Yeah, good photos.
Yeah.
Everyone involved, you guys are legends. Some of, my core memories as a person,
me
like
too.
some of my best times. So thank you guys for being patient while we walk down memory lane.
Yeah,
no, I
That's
love this.
stuff that you weren't there for. But good times. But who's your current sponsors to kind of just do a rough pivot?
Just Ty.
Just Ty?
Yeah.
Just whoever Ty's representing at the time.
Yeah, pretty much. No, Ty got me just like, huge shout out to Ty giving me the opportunity to come and be a demo boy, and met a bunch of amazing people that are all the reps and everything. Yeah.
So
Lucky enough to,
let's pivot over to Ty for a second. Ty, where are you from, and when did you start skating snowboarding?
Well, I'm from Sandy. I grew up here. I moved here in like the second grade from Portland. So pretty much my whole childhood was here. And as far as skating and snowboarding goes, I didn't start skating until I was probably like 13-ish, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Middle school age.
So I was trying to think back. I'm like, when did I meet Ty?
Dude.
Like, I had to have been Sandy Skate Park. Just like recognizing each other's faces from being
Yeah.
kids at the skate park, and then I think officially meeting each other once you started working at Hillcrest.
Yeah, I think so too. Because like, I was trying to think about this also. Because I started snowboarding when I was 12 when I started. I took my first lesson, but I didn't get my first pass until I was like a freshman in high school. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started like snowboarding a lot. Got like super addicted, and it should have been around that time. So like, yeah, probably 14, 15, which, yeah, long time ago now. But yeah, I started snowboarding around that time.
Were you going up like with the school program, or just going
Yeah.
up with the friends?
Yeah, I got a pass to Meadows, and I was brand new and didn't really know anyone that snowboarded, and I had one friend that did, so we decided to do like the Wednesday night snow riders bus is
Oh,
what they
sick,
called
yeah.
it, which would take you up to Meadows. And
Our school did the same thing.
Yeah.
So also on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So we were probably up there at the same time. together.
exactly.
That's sick.
And it was the best, dude. Just like met a bunch of friends kind of right away through that, and yeah, just started running with it. Definitely want to shout out my friend John. He was like one of the first like snowboard homies that was like a little bit better, like doing 360s and stuff. And
With
like,
a motocross helmet on.
Yeah. He would
Nice.
roll around with the snowmobile helmet, snowmobile jacket, just crazy full face helmet, and but he was ripping though, throwing down, and yeah, helped push all the rest of us, you know.
Did you guys know each other at that time, or?
No, I met Ty at a party
Yeah.
at his house. Like, I graduated. No, and I didn't even graduate.
I think I
high
was
school
like
yet.
19.
Yeah. I was
Because
like
I
17.
just graduated
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
I was 18 or 19, but yeah, my house, Sorry, Mom. I was renting a house for my mom, and it was like down the road from Sandy High School, the new one. And yeah, because I'm old enough, I went to the old school. But yeah, so right when I graduated, I was renting that house with a couple friends. So
That's sick. That's what a freaking kick-ass opportunity.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
We're all going to community college, so it was just like that. And yeah, definitely had a lot
Were you
of parties
friends with
there.
Barry? Like Justin?
Oh, yes.
Okay, okay. I think I remember. I was like,
dude.
wait, were you friends with through like they're just little friend groups out here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
and
we're like long time. It's been like 20 years.
it really has. And I was thinking too, because I bet Cameron. You remember Cameron?
Not Cam Weeg.
No,
but-
Cam Ho.
Yeah, Cambo. Yeah.
Cambo.
Yeah.
I want to say he's the one that introduced.
That
us
was
to
like
something.
my OG snowboarding buddy, like, you know,
Yeah.
sparring partner back in the day. We moved to Utah together to try to go like make it and filmed a part and stuff. And
Dude.
he's off having kids now and
Yeah,
still
shout out.
rips.
Shout out, dude. He was ripping back then. But yeah, I feel like it was around
Yeah,
that
it's like
time.
the OG Timberline crew. When did you start working like in the snowboarding skating industry? It was
It was
pretty much right away, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was shortly after I met Michael, just out of high school. Like, I, I worked just like at a restaurant and stuff, and was going in college, and I was kind of over that, and always loved snowboarding. So I just applied to work at Hillcrest, the local shop. Had never worked retail, like didn't really know anything about snowboards, and kind of just jumped right in. And
You
yeah.
did a great job there. Like you were the face of Hillcrest, all the people that were, you know, all the local skaters around and stuff. And like for a shop that they've been around for a long time, if you're not familiar, Hillcrest is in Gresham, but they were one of the first shops in Oregon. I think it's them and Calskate are like kind of tied for the longest running skate shops.
Yeah.
It's like from the 70s.
yeah, Hillcrest started in '76.
Yep. That's where I got my first board as like a little 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really special later on once you started working there and you started hooking the homies up. You're able to
Dude.
like get me the hookup through the shop. I'm like, oh man, this is such a good like pat on the back. you
Yeah,
know? That really meant a lot to me.
Dude.
So thank you for that.
Of course, man. It meant a lot to me, because like once I got like in deep with the shop and started like managing the floor, I transitioned to become a buyer for the store, which is basically like deciding what products they bring in to sell. And I managed like the skateboard section of the shop. That eventually evolved to more categories, but it was just so fun because I kind of got to, for lack of a better term, curate what products they had in the shop.
Yeah,
and
it was a great skate shop.
Yeah, and
It
then,
still is a skate shop, but I haven't been in as much lately, especially now
Yeah.
that BDK's here and doing great.
absolutely.
It's closer to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what you doing in snowboarding now?
Nowadays, so after working at the shop, I was able to make connections and transition to become a snowboard sales rep. So, in the outdoor industry, there's independent sales reps is what we're called, but we're basically contracted with brands to sell their product to the stores within a territory. So I work with 4 brands right now. I'm contracted with 4 brands, and the Northwest Territory is considered Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. So my job is to basically sell to all the shops in those states.
Even Alaska?
Yeah.
Do you have to travel up to Alaska
Yep.
and bounce around to the shops and stuff?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, but also probably a pain in the ass
Dude,
at times.
the best part of the job is the travel, and seeing all these places and meeting people and growing your own snowboard community. It's like there's so many awesome people doing their thing, whether it's up in Alaska or over out in Idaho. And so it's cool to see what they're up to and experience those mountains and just the whole thing is just amazing. That's a big draw for me to do this job. But
Well, that's cool. That's a little peek behind the curtains of how the industry works for the people that don't know. Is that's how the brands actually arrive in a shop a lot of the times is a rep like yourself going around to the shops who represents a accumulation of brands.
Exactly.
And you go through and you say, hey, here's all the stuff from this year's lineup. Let me put it in your shop.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sick.
And so, obviously I do all my research and homework so that I know everything about the product so that when I come into the shops, I can educate them, make sure they're stoked, and get them what they need,
And you started out doing that it was Northwest Road Reps. Is that
Yep.
the original group?
Yeah, so that's a sales agency that I worked for. John and Julia Crouch own that, and shout out to them for giving me the opportunity. And yeah, so they have, gosh, I think they have 12 brands right now. But I think I've worked for total in my time as a rep. I've been a rep since 2018. So I think I've worked for almost 20 brands at this point.
Damn. Could you list them off, or if you had to, or maybe some notable highlights?
Who are you repping now? Because you have your own agency now, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we'll start with those. In my sales agency that I started about a year ago. It's called Solar, and
Congrats.
Thank you so much, dude. Like it was a long journey to get there, but so I work for Solomon Snowboards. I work for Souvenir Outerwear, Cinch Tech Beanies, and Globe. So I work for Globe skate shoes and skate hard.
So what inspired you to go from working for an agency to starting your own?
Dude, it's a tricky question, but basically what it came down to is I was really drawn to this kind of opportunity to be a small business owner. You know, I can kind of control my own destiny, my own schedule, where I'm at, where I go when I go there. I can really kind of flex when I can go snowboard and stuff. And I was really drawn to that flexibility. And then, obviously the travel aspects it's what has really drawn me to be a rep. But yeah, dude, it's sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here.
No, it's just sick that you're able to like make a living doing something that you love
Exactly.
in the same arena as the thing that you love. And
Was there a
contribute
point,
to
because
it.
were you working for Northwest Road Reps the whole time? Was there a point where you said I could do this myself? Or
Absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of it's the step that really all reps take normally. So
It's like once you have the contacts established and
Exactly.
on both sides, both the customers
Yeah.
and the brands.
I guess I should put it this way, like, a brand's not going to hire you until they know that, you have those contacts, those relationships, the work experience, and, kind of just like the business management experience to handle it. Because at the end of the day, my job is to sell stuff, and I have to, approach these brands with a business plan of how I'm going to grow their business. And that's where like a lot of nuance comes in, but you just don't get that experience overnight. So typically people start out as, they're called sub reps, but essentially you are just, either paid salary or commission to work underneath reps that have the experience. We would call them principal reps. And you could just kind of build the reps, build that XP, and then you can eventually transition.
Build the contacts too is a big thing. That's something I didn't understand about the industry for a long time. Is like I was frustrated for a long time because I'm like, I feel like I have the hard skills to get in here and do any of the positions within this industry like just as good, if not better, in places. But it's not that. It's like a lot of brands are going to hire you kind of a thing because of the people that you know.
Yep.
And because you have access to it or they want access to the people that you know, and it's a lot more of that than anything else.
Yeah, that's...
So go out there, meet people. If you want to work within the industry, right? Someone asked, let me see. Someone asked what your advice is for if you wanted to work in the ski snow industry, what advice you would give somebody.
Dude.
Try to find who it was.
Yeah.
Wilsonville skate parks. Advice for people trying to get into the action sports sales world.
Dude, shout out Austin and Tynan. They helped get a park built in Wilsonville. And Cooper too. Those guys are homies. But this is actually a question I get the most, pretty much. Like just traveling through shops, people, working the shop floor, being like, "Hey, how do I do what you do?" Because a lot of people just don't even know it's a job.
Yeah.
And there's no college education, there's no schooling for the outdoor industry, the snowboard industry. So it's kind of
and true to most positions here within the industry, it's kind of like a gray area.
It is.
Like it's kind of a constantly moving target, and
yeah, and there's a lot of turnover. So like those relationships that you have that potentially could take you to the next level, that person might move on. You have to start over. But
true.
To answer it as simply as I can, get involved. That's the biggest thing. Like, support your local community. Like, go to the events that they're doing. Just show up. Skate your parks, ride the mountains, talk to people. That is the biggest step, because a lot of times people like me are at these events and we notice people. Another way is like working in shops. You know, a lot of these brands like to recruit people from shops because they're building that base knowledge that you need. They're starting to learn about products and how it's sold and how the behind the scenes of the business works. And so getting involved with your shop, whether it's riding for it or working for it, is a great way.
That's a good foot in the door.
It's a great foot in the door. And honestly, man, like the people that really like move through the industry the quickest are the ones that are willing to get their hands dirty. You know, the ones that are okay with like last minute traveling to, you know, Crystal Mountain and doing a demo at 6 a.m. and, being stoked and hyped and communicating and energetic and working with people. You know, like if you're willing to kind of, for lack of a better term, do some of the dirty work, then it will come back around and people will look out for you. You know, that's like the sickest thing about this industry is that it's not that big. So, you know, once you find that network of people that you trust and are looking out for you, like,
It is pretty simple to network once you get in there and start meeting people because how small the web actually is.
Right. And it becomes a rising tide at that point.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like I've kind of come up as a rep with a couple people, which
Who
has
else?
been super special.
Is it just you at Solar
Yeah.
right now?
Yep.
Sick.
My wife Hallie helps me, obviously. Huge shout out. Couldn't do it without her, but just me. And then, you know,
Do you have any like a team of riders that you kind of work with? Like I know you got Michael here.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Do you have some people that are kind of like you kind of keep in your pocket and to put on the brands that you represent?
Yeah. So I definitely want to shout out Eli or Elijah. He's fucking killing it right now.
Ski Bowl Park Crew.
Yep. Ski Bowl
Okay.
Park
Who do you have
Crew.
him on?
He's on Solomon and Souvenir, which
Sick.
has been super rad. And then
I actually did not know that. That's awesome. Congrats, Eli.
Yeah, he's got a couple other things he's working
Well
with on
deserved.
top of that. But I want to shout out Malachi as well. He just moved to Hawaii for the summer, but he typically lives in like the Spokane Coeur d'Alene zone.
Okay.
Absolute ripper on a skateboard. And ripping on a snowboard too. So I got him on Globe, which has been super rad. And
Sick.
Devon, he is riding for Faulkner Skate Shop in Oregon City.
Okay, yeah. Shouts Faulkner, we know you guys.
Yeah, those guys are so dope. Devon, he's like just one of their team riders, got him on Globe too. And so, yeah, just trying to like grow it in the best way I can. You know, it's like
You've had some good notable people that you've helped to push along too. Like I have written down on here, we talked about earlier, but Ramel, you know, you're able to get Ramel hooked up with Element, and that kid was going to do it on his own no matter what, but you know, another little stepping stone in his path that was tossed his way. So
All right.
shout out
So
on
you're
that.
you're pretty in the snowboard industry.
Yeah.
What's some trends for next winter? Give me like 3 trends or something. Like what's going to be hot next winter?
dude, I think it's pretty much already here, like especially if you go to Salt Lake, but that like Justin Hebel, like not slim fit pant, but like kind of straight leg with boot flare.
Yeah, the pants are slimming up a little
They're
bit.
slimming up. I think
God.
Okay.
that shit.
Thank God
okay
you
with
say.
that. I kind of like
Nah,
that.
I got fat legs. I like the
Yeah,
the
I
big
mean
pants.
the Aladdin pants are kind of gross.
Okay, so you think a little more tapered.
We've
Yeah.
hit the boundary on
All
that.
right.
We're bouncing back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely
What you got for number 2?
trend to watch. Okay, let's see. Well, I mean, I feel like I have to bring it up because it's just all over the internet right now, but like your phase and step on convenience type bindings.
You think that's hot or not?
I kind of think it's hot.
Okay.
I went to
Scott makes it look like a good time.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but because I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah, like through all these demos this past year, like people were super hyped on phase, and I guess like I should take a step back and say that I don't feel that it's a product necessarily for me, but if it is for you, respect. Like as long as you're having fun on snow, that's what matters most. So I'm not going to sit here and hate on it, but yeah, a lot of people were super fired up about it. They said it rode a lot better than you'd think. It actually is faster, and it's just more it's more miles on snow.
There's
more
also
time.
like the bone bindings that are coming out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about those?
Yeah.
You like that?
Let's get it.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't
They're
know
like,
what it is.
I don't know what actually happens to make it happen with the binding, but it's just bindings that allow you to like tweak your grabs more.
Oh, your bindings are a
Yeah.
little flexible or something?
Yeah, I remember
No,
that.
it's,
Like
it's a meme.
flux
It's not a
bindings.
real thing.
Oh, it's not
I
real?
mean, it is real, but like, come on.
Is it like a real thing that they're pushing out there? Or
Yeah,
like,
like,
this?
Is Europe? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because there is like, you see the old snow, like the old like Trevor Graves
Those dudes
photos
were
and
tweaking.
stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so sick.
Dude.
I think the bindings were just like, and boots were softer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so soft.
Yeah,
The product's just
sick.
different.
That's
And like
so
if you're just
dope.
running that shit for the summertime or
No,
something.
but these
so-
things like they actually like have like a hinge on.
Yeah, so that
between
you
the,
can like tweak it.
Yeah,
so you can like
okay.
fold
Yeah.
your leg. You're just
So
like-
what's
it's
your
so
third
It's a
cool.
bit like Copers.
We got a little skinnier pants,
Yeah.
the step on fast entry bindings.
You're gonna see a lot more of those.
No, you're probably right.
I feel.
How far ahead are you selling shit right now? Like what season are you going around selling to people right now? Are you selling this upcoming winter or are you already a year past that?
I'm already done with selling for next year. So yeah, that's something that's kind of crazy. So like,
That's wild.
basically during next winter, I'll be selling product for the 2027 or sorry 20. Wait, what year are we in? 25, 26? So yeah, I'll be selling for 26, 27.
That's so
and
crazy.
I've already seen some product from that model year because I mean these brands are working on this stuff 24/7.
As a soft goods company, if you're a major soft goods company, how hard is it to compete with like someone like, you are that dinosaur brand trying to compete with like, that is an advantage for like Sandwich, Church, like Friday, all these smaller
Yeah, we can
companies.
just put stuff
that
out
can,
in the
like,
moment a
whip
little bit
stuff
more,
out.
yeah.
That's more like finger on the pulse with what people want right now kind of a thing.
Absolutely, dude. And
That's what a challenge as a major brand to try to predict and get ahead of.
Right.
yeah, I mean, just imagine yourself as, we'll use Solomon as an example. It's like that's a global company, so they need a production lead time of like 9 months minimum so that they can make sure it's all made in time and then it ships all around the world. It's a tricky puzzle. It's a tricky puzzle for sure. And
It's a lot bigger than you picture when you're just a little kid and you're like, they made this cool thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. You just think
yeah.
that's someone like dicking around for an hour in an office and they go skate all day.
Dude,
It's like
I
not
know.
how it actually works.
No, it's a lot of time, in front of the keyboard, clicking away, but it pays itself off, like.
And are there any other brands you're looking to add to the agency or products?
The short answer is I'm always open.
Okay.
Kind of doors always open, lines always open. But I try to be strategic about what I'm building, and also like, if I'm going to sign on for something, I want to make sure I can commit my time fully, and that's where like you got to learn how to say no. I'm still working on that, but
Are there
yeah.
people that have come to you to ask you to rep them and you've denied them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had to say no to a couple brands that I thought would be cool opportunities, and I still think those brands are going to do just fine whether I'm doing it or not. But yeah, it's all time management and how much you want to invest. Just like any other small business owner. It's like I still got to give myself time to go sneak out and ride.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
Which I will say your riding's gotten like really good
Thank
the
you,
last
dude.
couple of years. Not
Yeah.
that it was ever like not good, but I'll see clips. I'm like, dude, Ty's killing it right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's from following him around, but
I'm sure.
like it's see, that's the flip side is like, when you work in snowboarding, you work the demos, you're on snow all the time. So like
Right, snowboarding can become kind of work.
it
right?
can. Yeah. And
Yeah,
gotta balance that line.
So what's your golf nowadays? Like when I was coaching skating, like I fell deeper in love with snowboarding because it was my no pressure thing, and then
Yeah.
So
I think for me lately it's definitely been mountain biking, but I've been getting into a little bit of golf actually. I'm terrible.
nice. Shout out Matt Deggs.
Yeah, play some disc golf, that's fun. Just a nice walk.
Would you rep mountain biking stuff?
Absolutely.
Or something you're interested in?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I grew up on a dirt bike before snowboarding or anything, and mountain biking feels like this weird like mix of snowboarding and dirt biking in my brain. So yeah, I'm like fully addicted, and yeah, would be stoked to work on that side. Get opportunities to travel to the events.
What about mountain bike Mike?
Yeah.
I'll
Does
get
that
on a bike.
exist?
It
Yeah.
does
Oh, yeah.
exist.
Can you frontside air on a bike?
I
Pretty
wish.
much.
I bet you could.
I wish.
Pretty much.
No, biking's cool. It's so scary though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I also grew up on a dirt bike, and then definitely translates to it. But
I remember when they first opened the mountain bike stuff at camp, we all hopped on bikes for a second to go like dick around on it, and it's crazy because you'll like conceptually your body's used to this much airtime from snow, so you try to hit that, then you get up in the air, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm on a bike. My bike skills never graduated past 8 years old.
Yeah, the
like,
bailing's way hard.
I mean, you can, but like,
you're committed.
Yeah.
I like grabbed the front brake on accident one time, and the bike just disappeared from under me, and
That's
next thing I
not
know, I'm like
clutch.
running down the road. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, dude, it's a full commitment thing.
it's so dangerous.
Yeah,
It's
shout outs to the mountain bikers. I started out wanting to hate you guys because it just looks kooky as hell, but like,
does.
dude, you guys send it so much harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
And they go out there and work for it. Like, it's total DIY Burnside vibes.
Yeah.
Like, the Yeppies Burnside.
Yeah.
Like, respect to you guys.
Yeah.
We'll take your sponsorship dollars, and I'll talk progressively less shit on mountain biking as the money comes in. So.
There we go.
Yeah,
I like
are there any sponsors for the podcast yet?
Lifted Northwest, if you guys want to get some pre-rolls,
okay.
make sure to get some Lifted Northwest pre-rolls available at most dispensaries, or they have a storefront down there in Gresham, Southeast Portland. Family brand.
There we go.
Mount Hood Mobile.
Anyone else? Yourself? Yeah, Mount Hood Mobile.
Every week someone hits us up saying they want to support in a way, and then I'll either let the message wait for too long, or it just is like a, hey, we like you guys. I'm like, we like you too, you know? So yeah, we need to produce more. We're working on it. We're coming back from our hiatus. I needed a break. We're gonna hit it hard.
One day we'll have
forward.
some money to pay Ty, and he can run our back ends.
Yeah, there we go. Ty's our sponsor today. Ty brought in some goodies we're gonna give away here in a little bit, but let's make sure we're hitting all the stuff that we had for you guys. So who is the current brand sponsor? We went through that. Michael, who are you riding for these days?
Shout out to Rob Aragon. He's the Nitro rep.
I like the Nitro board you've been on, the one with the spark plug on the bottom.
Yeah, it's an
that
actual
one's
spark
sick.
plug now.
Yeah.
So
What board is it?
it's called the alternator.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. all-mountain
As a
board.
mechanic, I like that board.
Nitro
Yeah.
boards are usually pretty good.
Yeah, it had
Very
the spark plug on it, and then now this year's graphic has an actual alternator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you rep Nitro also, or is that's the dude that you just shouted out? Gotcha,
Rob
gotcha.
has his own sales agency called Something Clever.
Okay.
He does like Howl and Autumn and Nitro and Rhythm Apparel, a bunch of brands. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I think he has like over 10 brands right now.
Nice.
He's from Oregon, right? He sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually was back in the day. He was buying and managing Exit Real World.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Exit, legendary shop for
Right.
sure. Yeah, actually, a lot of people that work in the snowboard industry still came from Exit.
Oh, dude, this is a tangent, but something big that I didn't put down on Hood News is Tactics got sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't really know
So,
to the Lakai guy, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so. And Nine Club talked about it. I don't really know a lot about it.
Do you know about it?
I
You know about it?
I
Let's
do
hear
a
it.
little bit. Yeah. So there's basically like I forget his name, but there is a guy, and I think his name's Louis Mora is the other guy, who's like a skater. I think
How did he come into his money? Do
I
we
think
know?
Louis at least was like from what I understand, he was a YouTube skater.
Okay.
And eventually partnered on this Lakai deal. The guy who actually bought the company, he's like, his background is in like the tech world, I believe, and what his expertise is in like digital marketing. So his intention was probably to like bring Lakai back to life and really
My
grow it
original
online.
taste is like distaste because of the Lakai thing.
Yeah, that was pretty
Fired
ugly.
the owners.
Don't support that one at all. The Lakai transition was really weird, and I'm not too familiar with why it went down so weird, but yeah, basically once Rick and Mike were gone, why would anyone stay? So the whole team left.
It's Rick Howard and Mike Carroll?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were the like I think two of the three original owners of Lakai. But anyways, getting to the tactics part, so those guys bought Lakai. Some weird press around that. They're working through that, but then they did buy Tactics, and so Tactics is, for lack of a better term, I would guess considered a Lakai like full.
Yeah, it seems like they're just going. I wonder if they're going to carry all of the shoes still.
I would
have
assume
a full shoe wall still.
I assume that they would, and so here's because there's been a lot of bad press, so I want to give the flip side, some of the positives of him buying it, right? So Tactics was previously owned by like a Japanese corporation.
Okay.
And
which makes sense at the Japanese storefront.
Exactly.
I guess I never knew. We just assumed that like they seem like they're doing good stuff in the community. You know, it seems like they start off small. They had internet sales, which kind of gave everyone the stink for a second, but then we're like, hey, they're still doing good stuff for the community. They're supporting the skaters. They're throwing great events. And it's progressing in like a really cool direction, especially these last couple of years. So
Absolutely.
It's a little scary to see a transition like this happen, because you're like, what's going to happen? Is this like a wrench in the gears of something that's heading in a great direction?
Yeah, and this is where I wanted to get to the positive, is basically the TSI, who used to own Tactics, was starting to pull funding. They were laying people off. They were really trying to shrink it a little bit. And I think this new ownership really wants to invest in Tactics and do what they do to the best of their ability. And the thing with a place like Tactics is like the people on the inside are the best. They're like us, you know?
It's all the friends.
It's all the friends. And so like
we've hosted Tactics at camp for like every summer that we were there, and they're, you know, some great people, made some good friends there.
And you know, those are the decision makers at Tactics, so I know they're going to be just fine. In fact, I think they're going to thrive through this.
Okay. That's encouraging to hear.
Just getting some investment and you know, just really kind of supporting their goals, you know, like I think the coolest thing about Tactics is that, yes, they have their online store, but they have tons of brick and mortar shops, and they've grown that, and I think they want to continue to try to do
the
so.
online front is unavoidable. You have to have that to survive, you know, for the most part. So if you're going to do that, it's awesome having Tactics, because some things you can only get through that channel. And if you're going to be spending the money, at least that dollar is at some point going to land in a skater's pocket.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, any other option.
Yeah. And I'll kind of...
Or at least give back to skateboarding. Give to a company that gives to skating.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't have a lot here in the Northwest area. So the fact that they're doing, what was it? Is the Tactics, the Northwest Open?
Yes.
You know, that was a kick-ass event. So
Dude,
if that continues to happen with more funding, Michael has a great showing at that for probably the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I think that's the last time I saw you guys, actually, was last summer at the Northwest Open.
That thing was so epic. And and I think this new ownership will just mean more stuff like that. And
Sick.
The other thing too is like these guys are a little bit more local. They're not in Japan, you know, so it's going to be easier to communicate and easier to give the Tactics crew what they need.
Do you sell in Tactics?
Yeah.
So have you noticed anything different so far? Has it been too soon?
No.
That's why we're getting the positive spin. I see.
Yeah. I know. Honestly, no changes. Things have been
probably
smooth.
not, right.
You know, there has been some staff that's transitioned out, which, you know, is always bittersweet, you know,
Sure.
especially when it's buyers, because those are the people that, you know, I work with the closest, and a lot of them become friends. So it's hard to see people move on, but they're doing just fine. And I think throughout all this, they're going to be able to grow in a cool way.
Well, I'm due for some new shoes, so maybe I'll swing in.
Can you say who's your number one buyer, or like what shop is your biggest?
Well, it's a tricky one.
You might not know.
Because like I would have to consider it by brand, but I guess if I was to pick one, you know, we have a lot of large retailers in the Northwest. I'll preface it with that. So like REI is based out of here, so is Zoomies, so is Evo, so is Tactics, so is CCS. So we have large business in our zone. I guess probably, I mean, I worked with Tactics the closest, so I think I should just shop them out.
Cool.
For sure. But all those 5 shops are majors, is what we would consider them. So we consider them like key accounts, and then, you know, we have the rest of the great shops in the Northwest to kind of surround it. But, you know, working in specialty, working with shops like BDK, that is like, obviously I have some great friends at those major shops, but what really makes the job special is being able to come in places like BDK, you know.
Sick. Sorry, my thing was...
Yeah, we need to get our shoe restocked.
I know.
It'll happen.
My thing is saying right air message, so I hope that it says it's recording still, so I think we're all good to go. We're just going to keep on trucking on it.
Whose mic is that?
The podcast recorder
weird.
thing, but
Oh.
we're going to keep on doing our thing.
Cool.
Sick. Well, I got a couple more questions for you. Then we'll get to our listener questions, because we had quite a few people submit stuff in. Michael, are we going to see a snow part this year?
I started kind of filming one myself.
I know we tried to get together on a couple jump sessions. There's a couple times when I pulled up to T-line and I saw like a jump up on the ridge.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
called you.
yo,
I was
is
like,
that you?
no,
And you're
you
like,
called
get
me,
up
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But I had people with me and that wasn't the mission for the day. So
No,
yeah,
I
we
have, like-
ships in the night kind of scenario.
Like 2 clips
Okay.
from all winter, so probably not. I really wanted to, but I don't know.
I want to see a combo
winter.
part, you and Cece.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you have a stacked house right now.
Yeah,
who
our
who
household
all's
is
in the
kind of
roommates?
insane.
Who are the
Arlen,
roommates right now?
Casey and Cece. Yeah.
Stacked house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of actually insane.
Yeah. We should have like a
All-stars.
roommate podcast.
Yeah, that would be
we
fun.
need all you guys up
Yeah.
You
there.
working on any skate parts, Michael?
No, not at the moment. We filmed one last summer.
Yeah, with Arlen.
Yeah, no shot. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that was super fun. We premiered it at the pub and
Yep.
yeah.
True. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't know how I forgot to mention that on here. That was rad to see.
So you're just kind of working with Arlen a little bit,
Yeah,
just
I
getting
mean,
a couple more clips as it comes, sort of.
Yeah,
Nothing
exactly.
big planned.
Yeah, nothing big planned.
Okay.
We definitely want to do like a trip. I mean, No Shot was almost filmed entirely like either at camp or on this one coast trip we did. So
Sick.
yeah, I mean, it's not out of the question to do something again this summer, but definitely like film some sort of like trip or something for
Cool.
sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about Ramblin' skateboards. So
Yeah.
you skate for Ramblin',
Yeah, shout out to Travis.
where that's Southern Oregon brand.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're on their third year, or second year right now.
Yeah, 3rd year.
Nice.
Yeah, homie Travis started this skateboard company. I think, 2023 it would have been.
Sick. I like it. I've skated one of the boards. Great shape.
Yeah, we saw him at BDK Board
Yep.
Shop.
We got him right there. Casey Tratz, pro model. Come represent. If you don't know who Casey Tratz is, you need to look it up. But he is still up there running the Snowcat, building the parks you guys are catching air on every day. So support the dude, buy his board.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's goated.
Good
He's
stuff.
gutted. That's for sure.
All right, let's move on to some listener questions. Well, Michael, this one's for you. From Space Case, he says, what's it like being really fucking good at everything you do? For those of you who don't know, Michael is amazing at drawing, photography, skating, snowboarding, and probably anything else he's decided to pick up in his life. So,
Thank you.
yeah. How do you
Thank
get
you.
so talented at what you do?
I don't know.
Just
Is there anything you're
mentality.
bad at?
Oh yeah.
What's
Throwing
the
a
like
baseball.
I can't,
baseball?
I can't throw a ball
Okay.
for shit. I can't throw a frisbee.
I like when with your
Throwing.
own writing and stuff, it seems like you have a take no shit personality. Like you just take no shit from yourself. You're like,
Yeah, I
"I'm gonna
kind of
fucking do
gaslight
this."
myself
Yeah.
into like doing things.
Yeah, you just
Like,
put it down.
Yeah, I don't know. I like.
It's inspiring to be around. Makes you step it up as
thank
in
you.
your own skating and snowboarding. You know.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. If something comes my way, even if it's like I don't know construction or something, I'm like, I
True.
could just YouTube it. Like,
Yeah,
you
no,
started
you
a podcast
build it
without
nice.
knowing anything about it.
Well, it started from being around you guys and seeing that if you're going to do something, just fucking go out there and do it.
Yeah,
so,
just
Yeah.
try.
respect.
I don't know. Gaslight yourself.
Let's run through some of the cool shit you've done. If you go into Bob and you see all the murals that are up, or like the big photos on the walls, Michael and Arlen and some homies went and under questionable permission got onto the rooftops of the skyscrapers in Portland and took some photos and just, I don't know, amazing photography. It's all over the place. Like,
Thank you.
You guys done some cool shit.
Yeah.
Your art's awesome.
Thank you.
But we'll just keep it moving. Elusive Jojo says, who's your favorite athlete for Next Adventure? Who was your favorite athlete? Because you were doing the marketing for Next Adventure, is that correct?
Yeah, I was working on the marketing team.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
Also in the news, Next Adventure no longer a thing, which is sad. We wanted to do an episode with them, have them come on and
Kinda.
talk about it. Seems like they're down, but haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, they're definitely planning on shutting down by September, so.
Yeah.
But they could get bought out. There's certain
Yeah, there's
people and,
grumblings right
yeah.
now about, they have.
Do you sell stuff to Next Adventure? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least was.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it was a great shop for a long time. It's still a great shop. I love
100%.
I love going in there. That's where I got my first snowboard back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what they did that was really special is just their bargain basement and
Yeah.
being able to get like great gear at
How many
decent
kids
prices.
started snowboarding because of Next Adventure?
So many.
You know?
I'm sure quite a few.
Yeah,
like, more of the
actually,
community for sure.
But shortly after the announcement, I had done like this work event, and I had people that came up to the demo booth I was doing and talking about Next Adventure and talking about how bummed they were that it's going to be no longer. So it is leaving a hole in our community in Portland, but I hope someone can come in and
I see the struggle they're facing just with, they started before online sales, before the whole thrifting thing really exploded. Now there's Depop. There's all these places you can go and get kind of what they advertise. And then their main storefront turned into freaking Gotham City for a little while. My friend was living in the apartments above it, and we'd go visit.
Dude,
and, like, there's literally a dude was
apartments.
blocking the entrance with a machete one time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's,
dude.
it's a colorful area.
It's colorful for sure. Yeah, definitely hasn't helped them, but they had a great run.
Who was on the team, though? Their team was pretty sick. It was like David Gravette, Casey was on the team. I guess that's the only people I know.
Yeah, Casey, I think,
pretty
skated
tight.
for them for a while. They used to sell skateboards, and then, I mean, once I started working there, they weren't doing any skateboard stuff anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. David, Willis, Kimball.
Oh, Willis is on there. Dude, what a great sponsor to have.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty
So sick.
tight.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, JoJo. We're going to get you on for your own episode here coming up. JoJo's been hounding trying to get on here.
Really?
Yeah, he wants an episode. We're going to give it to him soon. It's kind of fun to keep dangling it on.
Edging JoJo?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love you, man. We'll get you on here. T to my B says, if you had to choose drawing or photography, which one and why?
Sup, Troy?
Yeah, shout out Troy.
Yeah, shout out Troy. We have quite the group of friends up there in Washington that...
Yeah, a lot of love for our Tacoma homies.
Yeah, Tacoma homies. Yeah.
Okay.
Really amazing people.
Yeah.
What was the question? Photography or...
Photography or
art?
drawing and why?
Right now I'm kind of into more like art and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But both, any creative outlet I can do, I'm like super stoked on, and anything I can like hyper focus on and obsess over. And I go through phases with it. It's like, yeah, if I go out in nature or whatever, I'll shoot some landscape stuff and get stoked on it and fire it back up on that. But yeah, right now I'm definitely drawing quite a bit. I started tattooing my friends.
Nice. Because your drawings would be like great. I've always said like this would be a great tattoo.
Yeah.
Super clean, simple.
Yeah, bought a machine and started tattooing Ty and Hallie. And
Nice.
Yeah, I have a few. They're hidden right now.
Yeah,
but I have a
Fuck
few.
yeah. Well, if I get the itch, maybe that's where we'll have to hit you up.
Yeah.
Ty, let's hit you with some questions. What we got?
Let's do it.
Wilsonville Skate Park also wants to know, what's your favorite board you've ever ridden, and what do you ride right now?
The Ziggit.
Dude, that is a hard one. Let's start with what I'm riding right now. So, on a couple different Solomon boards. For POW and All Mountain, I ride the High Path, which has definitely been my favorite from the line. It's incredible. It kind of rides like the alternator that Michael has, and it's kind of just like that ATV board. Like, you could ride it in the park, but it does have some taper, so it feels a little weird switch. For riding park, I usually ride the Abstract. And actually, this is kind of perfect because the Abstract is based on what I would consider my favorite board of all time, which is the Solomon Villain. That was Louis Paradis' pro model. Always been a huge fan of his riding and his video parts. So that, that was my favorite board of all time that I've ridden personally. I was able to ride that thing like Park POW,
Yeah, we rode park boards in the POW. When we were teenagers.
Obviously we were younger then, so it was just
I
like
still ride park.
Solomon Villain was a good board.
It was so
a good
fun,
board.
dude.
Do they still make that?
It became the Abstract.
Oh, okay.
So the Abstract is kind of the Villain with some, modern tweaks and fresh life. Yeah, absolutely love that thing. It's so good.
What's your favorite graphic?
Favorite graphic? Oh, God.
Probably the Burton Love.
The Playboy graphics? I don't know. Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, I'll just speak to the boards that I've had in my life because I feel like that's easier. And
It's got to be the Chutch sandwich graphic. Right?
Oh, dude, that one is definitely in the top 3. My number 1 board that at least I've owned, I had this Forum Destroyer that was completely insane. It was a Pat Moore board and had like this like zombie soldier like cutting this dude's head off and holding it, and there's just like blood and all this savage stuff. That board was so sick. Forum Destroyer, yeah.
Someone, Mitchie the Kid wants to know from Michael, what's more important to you when you're picking out board, shape or graphic?
I'm not too picky. Probably graphic.
Whatever grabs your
Yeah,
attention
look
there.
good, feel good, ride good.
How about you, Ty?
Shape for sure.
Shape
Yeah.
first, graphic second.
Yeah.
What's your size, Michael,
Snowboard?
for skateboard?
Skateboard 8.5. I skated an 8.25 for a couple weeks
Okay.
recently, but yeah, 8.5.
That's pretty small for transition people these days, or is that average?
I think that 8.5 is pretty average. I mean,
Okay.
I wear a size 8 shoe.
Okay.
7.5 sometimes. So yeah.
Just shy of the sample size. You go.
Yeah.
See, you're on the other end of the spectrum. You could go like wool socks and rock sample shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
I
you're,
could.
if you're too big, you're just like screwed.
I like a small shoe.
Yeah.
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 What else do we got? I don't know if this is Maria D or
It's just Marie.
okay.
Yeah.
95. You know who it is.
Yeah.
This is actually fun. Between you and Ty, who said I love you first?
I feel like I did probably.
I love you.
It's an ongoing
Yeah.
bromance.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I know.
great.
Half the time when I share Michael clips on my Instagram, they're like, some people will comment and be like, "Dude, that was sick." I'm like, "It's not me.
Just claim it.
It ain't me."
Nick Rayleigh wants to know Nikon or Canon?
Canon.
And have you ever used a tilt shift lens?
No. Those are cool though.
What's a tilt shift
A
lens?
tilt shift lens is, I mean, it basically like the back of the lens is shifted from the sensor, so you get that like kind of like tiny, like almost like you get like bokeh, which is like blur on a certain part of the image. So like if you were to take a picture of like a big city or something from the sky, it would look like a scale model almost.
Oh, okay.
Because you're getting like that depth.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can picture what you're
yeah,
saying. That's
yeah.
cool. They must be into photography. There's a good one on here for Ty. I just saw where to go. Oh, Space Case wants to know, what's your least favorite part of being a rep?
Oh, man, that is a loaded question. Damn. Oh gosh. Well, you know, every job's a job, right? Shoot. God.
All right, so we've already edited out the part where you went and talked shit on everyone in the industry. So if you use your imagination, fill in the blanks there.
Yeah, you know, God, I hate to say it. You know, there's definitely times. Well, here's how I'll phrase it. You know, like being a rep is kind of marketing too, right? So like if I'm working a demo, I kind of have to be on, so to speak. You know, kind of put your customer service face on, right?
Put your podcast face on.
Put your
right?
podcast face on, and I feel like that's probably the
Just
thing.
not being able to be your genuine self sometimes. Like feeling
Exactly.
like you have to put on the sales face.
I think
to
that
fit
would be the thing.
The moment that you have to be in.
Yeah,
I feel like you don't do that too often though.
Yeah,
You're good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least you're selling stuff you believe in.
Yeah.
you know.
That makes it a whole lot easier for sure.
You're
but
just
there's,
telling them about it.
yeah, there's just like certain trips where they get a little long and you're kind of overdoing that, but you have to.
What's the best place that you've traveled to?
Oh,
Wenatchee
favorite
Hibachi,
trip
baby.
you've had.
that's an amazing question. God,
I like Wenatchee.
dude, shout out Mission. Their rope toe's sick. Dude, favorite. Gosh, it's probably got to be Mount Baker, honestly.
Sick.
I'd say of all the like work related trips I've done, going to Mount Baker has been the best.
Did you do this? What do they call the Mount Baker?
Mount Baker Sesh Up.
The
I
sesh
died.
up, but then there's the
Brain Bowl.
Brain Bowl.
the race that they to Brain Bowl this
yeah.
year. How was it?
I died.
Maybe
What
you're
happened?
thinking of the Snake Run rally.
I tried back double 9 and
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, you
passed
started
out.
ripping
Oh,
the
dude, we
craziest.
should show that clip.
Yeah,
We
definitely
should
roll that.
Okay,
show
send
that
it to
clip.
me and we'll post it up. But
I,
you started doing the craziest dubs this year. It's just like this gnarly like double front flip.
Yeah, it's
Kind of.
like almost double sloth roll kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you
You
put
have
it
to
down.
show
It's
the
sick.
sale clip, dude.
Yeah, I partied a little bit, maybe.
Party Mike made a show.
Party Mike came
showed
out,
up.
and then yeah, like kind of had some homies gas me up to do a double.
Fuck
And
yeah.
I was like, sick. Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah.
And hucked and literally blacked out in the middle of the air.
Oh shit.
Like-
Just like I just go limp,
His body's it's like he passed out. It's crazy.
and then
geez.
landed on my neck, and then that kind of like.
Like, do you think that you like flipped around too much and like literally like the blood left the brain, like blacked out kind
Yeah,
of thing?
like fighter pilot shit. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's how you get a monster contract right there. Gotta be hooking in the air, you
Yeah,
know?
hit too many G's.
You were all right though.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end of
yeah.
it?
I was fine. Like I snowboarded a little bit.
You're pretty
after,
hard
but-
body. I've seen you take some slams and you come out rather unscathed.
Yeah, try not to slam.
Did it start raining up there
Falling
too?
Sucks.
Looked
Yeah,
like
oh
it
yeah,
was
it poured rain.
Yeah,
It was
looked like
fun
a
though.
rough year.
It was sick.
Hell yeah. Glad you showed up to that.
Do they have a rope toe for that or handle toe?
Yeah,
or
there's like a
something?
handle toe.
Is it good or
Yeah, there's
mostly
like-
hiking?
I don't. Yeah, mostly hiking. But
Okay.
Yeah, there's a like 3-person handle tow.
Okay.
But yeah.
Sick. Team IB wants to know, describe your perfect day. Maybe both can hit this one.
Ooh, yeah. I'm a simple guy. I mean, I think my ideal perfect day would be definitely Peak Spring Park, but
Dude, my birthday this year.
No people. Oh, that day.
That was kind of the perfect, like,
that was
best
kinda,
day I've had. And
dude.
Is this back to Who Said I Love You first?
Yeah.
Dude, it was such a fun day. It felt like it was just Michael and I in Forest Park all day.
It was.
Sick.
And it was really funny because we were like looking at the little app the other day, seeing how many like, you know, vertical feet we traveled and stuff. And that day was definitely our peak day. But yeah, I'd say just like fun park laps with my friends. That like to me just like fills my cup. It's so fun. Like watching your friends try to like learn something new or throw down. And so yeah, spring park day up on hill, skate after, maybe hop in the river. That would be like perfect. for
Proper
me.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer too. For
ditto.
sure.
I'll hit that
Yeah.
for a third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
Respect.
I can do that every day.
All right, we got maybe the final listener question. C Pedal wants to know.
Oh, shit.
Can you explain the significance of the number 49?
Oh no, I was wondering if this was gonna get brought up.
I
That's
have
my
no
favorite
idea
number.
what this means. So.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm going to get into what it means. It's
should-
my favorite number for sure.
Yeah.
It's a LA family vacation.
Yeah, we should probably tell you guys this story off air.
All right,
but-
we're gonna get off air answer. Insert your guess for what you think the number might mean here.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah, that one's savage.
That's awesome. Well, here's another one for you. Do you believe in silent rock / participate, and if so, why?
I'm gonna say no.
Not a silent
really?
rock guy,
No,
man. You've
no.
had an
You might be our
amazing
first person.
time on the
No.
mountain for just like blasting that thing the finger every time you drive by it.
Yeah, I almost feel like if I'm not playing music, that's when I get hurt. Honestly,
Okay.
You're thinking
So-
about it too much.
So it's
then, or
loud
something?
rock for me.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
loud rock
Loud
for
rock.
I
me.
feel like everyone has said they like it. They
Yeah.
participate.
You might be the first outlier.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about you, Michael?
Ty got me on the train of not doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not
Nice.
supersticious at all about anything,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Like,
Really?
whatever's
That's like the only
You're
thing
wearing
I'll
a
do.
cape.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I control everything. Yeah. I am silent rock.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're driving up to the hill and you put those bad thoughts in your brain, then it's just not good for you.
Sick. All right.
Let her go.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, there you have it, guys. Loud rock. Loud rock.
Talk rock.
Talk rock. I like talk rock. That's good.
All right. Well, we got some upcoming events in the forecast for the local area, and if you guys got anything that I leave out, do chime in. But what we got? We got the Govey Garage Sale put on by Die Govey Scum. That's happening June 22nd. So show up. Everyone will be posted up on the loop.
You gonna
can
be
buy
doing
everyone's
some
shit.
discount oil changes?
Fuck, dude.
I might show up and ask you for one.
I need to hide my face from Govey, honestly. I need to go. I can think of 4 people offhand right now that I have open messages that I need to
Uh-oh.
respond to in Govey that need auto work right now. We are in
Yeah.
the peak of the business.
It's kind of far for you to go up there, right? A little
Not even.
bit,
It's where
but, like,
it's where I work often. It's
Yeah.
just it's summertime. Everyone is trying to get projects done right now. So
Sure.
my phone, it's the best of problems to get on the tangent for a second. Another reason why I haven't done an episode in a while. I run Mount Hood Mobile. It's a brake business, mobile mechanic. Yeah, we got the sign up here. Need brakes? Hit me up. It's in the best of ways, I can't keep up right now. So figuring out how to grow that and
It's
maybe
the-
hire some people underneath me.
It's the best problem to have, right
Yeah,
there.
best problem to have.
Yeah.
So that being said, I apologize to everyone that
Maybe no
is waiting
discount
on me
brake
still.
change or
No, I need
oil
to up my
change.
prices and lower the amount of people hitting me up, honestly. But yeah, I don't even remember where we're going with that. Oh yeah, Govey Garage Sale. We'll be up there. We're going to be skating. Maybe we'll get some merch produced for that and drag a feature up there to skate on in the cul-de-sac with everyone. What else we got? FTC is about to be open and camp is about to be in full swing. I believe the first session's June 16th. You said is
Yeah, I think that's Monday.
when
next
they
Monday.
open.
Yeah.
When's the first High Cascade session for the year?
I think it's that Monday
Yeah,
when
it starts
the
on Monday.
Okay.
FTC opens.
I'm not sure if they're sold out or not. If you guys want to, make sure you can hit them all up for camp or for registration. Sorry, my mind's going blank. We got Mount Hood Summer Ski Camp. That's where Leif is working. You can go ride with him. You can also go to Wendell's High Cascade. You'll probably see Michael up there.
You don't work there now, though, Michael?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tag Street Mike for 10% off, and if they don't give it to you, call Dan and tell him he has to.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm in skate mode. I kind of do this every summer. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride for a couple days this summer for sure, and then I'm like, taking that lap yesterday. I was like,
Summer riding is what it is.
it is what it is. It's kind of everything you need. I mean,
It's fun to have the option to do it.
it is really.
Don't
cool.
we sound spoiled?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
You're like,
Certified.
I could take it or leave it.
But really, like, you kind of can. I don't know.
Yeah. No, especially like, I don't know, we ride hard all year long, especially working at the rope tow and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's nice to be able to go up there and keep the sword sharp once a week or something like that.
exactly. Yeah.
What else? Open skate at Wendell's every, it looks like it's the second Saturday of every month. So go and give them $15, go skate campus. Especially now it's dry out, you can skate the outdoor. Good times.
Some new slappy curbs.
Oh yeah, new slappy curves they got.
Yeah.
Dude, a bunch of new stuff. So new slappy curves, and there's also like the monstrosity of an airbag
Dude.
at camp right now. That's the real reason I got canned.
I don't know if you can hit
thing.
that during open skate.
No, no way.
No?
No.
Oh,
no,
damn it.
dude.
No, I think that thing's pretty exclusive. I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you hit it?
No, not yet. I think
Okay.
As
they've
as
won-
an
Do you want to?
as the
Yeah,
ex-employee
for
sure. You
who
do? Okay.
appreciates a little bit of anarchy at camp, do try.
I've never hit airbag.
I wish it was skate light though.
Dude, when you see it in
Okay.
person,
Yeah.
it looks like a mega ramp.
That'd be
Oh
way
yeah,
sicker. It's just
I've been there
wood.
since they
Did
set
you
it
hit
up.
the old one on a snow skate
No, I mean,
during
maybe on
the
like-
Northwest Open
maybe on a
one
deck.
evening? I remember
No,
I
that
saw a
was,
clip of
uh,
someone try and drop in on it.
Oh,
No.
dude. Yeah,
That
that was
night got
happening.
rowdy,
that
I
was
think.
really
Yeah,
rowdy night.
I think
Yeah.
that changed a lot of policies that
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
Are they going to do the
people-
Northwest Open this year at
I
camp? Do you guys know?
don't know.
Last
I
year they
think
moved it
it
to
might
the
be a year off.
Rockstar Open.
It was kind of a little sized down.
Yeah,
it was only
so
one
then-
day at the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't heard any news from Tactics on that one yet,
All
but
right.
Rockstar Open will be back.
Say.
That's the end of August,
I
probably.
think so.
All right. I didn't go to that last year, but it looked pretty fun.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. I didn't
went,
really
right?
know about it. Yeah, I went down there that day. And at first I'm like, what is this going to be? Is this going to be like something, it kind of smelled kooky at first,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
it ended up being really cool.
The
so.
Northwest Open was sick because you could skate the
Yeah.
event. It was a little more
Dude,
open.
yeah.
Most skaters are like, we're not the best spectators. We like to participate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Go get in
Rockstar
there.
Open you can like.
There's
Sign
like
up.
skate stuff around and
No, I think
Yeah.
anyone can like sign.
yeah,
up.
there's
It's
the open.
Was
yeah,
there?
yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can sign up for like on the shop level.
Yeah.
if you wanted to get
You
into
could have
it.
signed up, Donovan.
Fuck that.
Let's get
This
you in
year-
there.
I would
BK
too. That's the
skating.
thing. I'd be like, why not? Let's go and have some fun. But I don't need to go and do that.
Yeah.
So that's going down, and then the final event I have on the list is Go Skate Day / Summer Solstice.
What day
coming
is
up.
that exactly? Do you guys know?
Go skate day?
The solstice is on the 20th.
Yeah.
It's on
thought
the
it's the
20th.
21st.
See, I think it's
Usually
always.
it is.
So we got to check
It's
because
always-
last year I fucked this up.
Didn't you miss? Or...
So
You hiked up the illumination.
no, I didn't fuck it up that bad. It's just that every year it has fallen on like Go Skate
and
Day
I think they're
and
different. They're
Solstice.
different days last year.
Because
Yeah.
every other year they've been the same day. So I didn't even look at going to Solstice Party. I'm like, it's Go Skate Day. I'm going to go skate. But there was the option to do both. So if there's an option to do both this year, I'm definitely doing both. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do
Yeah,
Solstice
do you guys
Party.
go to the solstice party?
Never been.
I haven't actually.
I went last year the first time. It was pretty fun, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of people. It was popping.
Yeah, it's
think our
popping
plan
off.
is
And it's
to be
like a
there.
lot of people from like out of town mostly.
Yeah,
But
I'll probably go again this
Tourists.
year.
Yeah.
the fact that I've never gone, I should go.
It's a great sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Morgan would probably appreciate that more because she snowboards more than she skates, and I've just
Yeah.
dragged her through Go Skate Day for the last. Dude, there's one year where I did
She
when I
probably
was
would
running
like that more.
when I was doing the fractal skate van. We did a free Go Skate Day tour.
Okay.
And Morgan broke her foot at the first stop
Oh,
of the tour,
no.
and then just what a trooper like stuck with it for the
Uh-huh.
rest of the day, just like broken foot in the van for
They
14
couldn't
hours.
go home. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Gosh.
just dealing with the kids
Damn.
and stuff. Respect.
Hanging in there.
Solstice this year, right?
Solstice this year.
Yeah.
We'll be doing solstice. So, all right, and then scum of the week for this episode. We have some cool prizes for you. Ty, why don't you tell us about the prizes you brought in?
Yeah, so these are Cinch Tech beanies. Basically, they have a cinch on the top, so you can either open it up into a neck tube, let your hair hang out, whatever, cool yourself off, or you can cinch it up like this one on my right and roll it as a beanie. These two were actually custom beanies we did with Timberline. Shout out George up there, worked with him on this. So the one to my left is, it's like a special Foushee graphic that turned out really rad. And to be honest, I can't exactly remember what kind of collection they were doing with this one on the right, but turned out amazing.
They both look cool.
And I know that the one on the right, they actually did like a dragon goggle to match it too. So it was like they had a goggle and some apparel and stuff. And
Sick.
Just, shout out Timberline. I feel like that's like my second home. So it's always special to work on stuff like this.
It's hella appropriate because you're synonymous in my memory with riding Timberline. So we got some good Timberline branded merchandise coming through. And our scum of the week this week, I think we should give it to Nick Joyce, aka Son of Gallagher. He did a really nice nose press front 3 out of the Canon up tube up there on the mile park. So
Hell yeah.
We'll hit him with the sound effect here. Yo, Son of Gallagher.
Congratulations, you are one scum of the week.
It's a little quiet, but I think you get the
And
gist of it.
he's a Timberline local too, so
I was
he'll
gonna
like
say
that.
he's a Timberline local. He's gonna be rocking this at Timberline, so we'll make sure to
Perfect.
get to you.
Hell yeah.
Respect. So that's kind of our show for this week. Do you guys have anyone that you wanted to thank while you're here, or
Oh,
give the finger to, or say what's up? Hi, Mom.
Yeah. What's up, Mom? I don't know. Just thanks to Hallie and all my friends. Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to my dog, Gilly.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't met Gilly yet.
I think you've met Gilly.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna have to meet him. Him or her?
Her.
Her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gilly. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout outs,
She's
Gilly.
my best friend.
Well, I have some thank yous for you guys, and I actually took the time to write it down because I wanted to. You guys are longtime friends, and I wanted to make sure that I give you the proper accolade. And I was doing the show notes at like 4 a.m. this morning, so I didn't want to blow it. First of all, off record, Ty, thank you for always hooking it up because you were able to get me into like when I was taking the kids around. You got us access into Element down at their like headquarters. We got to go and do like a Willy Wonka tour of Element, DC, like all the major brands
The
down
Death
there.
Star.
Yeah, the Death Star. We got to see the corporate underbelly of the skate world.
This
so
is
that
in
was
California?
Really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Huntington Beach. Got to press our own Element boards, and then we got to go skate Nija's Park. So amazing times.
Yeah.
And access to some things I would have never done before. We all went. There's that time we all rafted with the Element team.
I don't know if I was there.
Were you there? Who went through the Deschutes? Freaking.
No.
What's the homie that punches himself in the head before he drops into everything?
Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson Fletcher was there for like a week. Fucking great times. But
He's a character.
yeah, saw someone get kicked off of Element and left and mopping because they're just being a jackass on the river in front of all the kids. Like
That's sick.
it was great.
Hell yeah.
But
Damn,
anyways,
who was that?
we'll tell you off record.
Oh,
We might have him on at some point. So we'll bring it up then.
okay.
But Ty, thank you for joining us and for always being a homie and being the shop guy and being one of the best shop guys. Your writing's really gotten to a great level in the last couple of years, so it's exciting to watch where you're going to take that and what you've done with solar cells and growing within the industry. And thank you for hooking it up and for all the people you've hooked up along the way. It means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael, thank you for coming on and continuing to push your riding and pushing the other passions that you have in life. It's inspiring to be around. We've had a lot of tough times at camp and a lot of good times at camp, but they're mostly good. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of going off here, but the point I wanted to get across is that, when I showed up at camp, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I was just some kid from Estacada with skinny jeans and a snapback. So shout outs to you and Jamie and Arlen and Ben and Cal and all the people that browbeat me into submission and taught me how to be in the van. You guys really played a crucial role in shaping who I am within skateboarding and snowboarding. So
Dude,
thank you
hell yeah.
guys.
Adult
Some
camp.
of my fondest memories.
Adult camp. Fondest memory for sure.
And Leif, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're awesome, man. Happy late birthday.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think that's the episode for this week. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you out there. Let's say another Foushee Ty Toler. Hit him with another certified hood classic into the microphone.
Certified Hood Classic.
Yeah.